Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to the Thriving Family. And I'm Eddie J, and I'm chilling out with my lovely partner, Comic J.
Hello.
So, what are we talking about today?
Today we'll be talking about letting a girl child to be herself, letting a child be a child, not forcing adulthood into a child's life when the child is still a child.
Right?
Yes. And for example, you see a child of 3 years old, a child of 3, 5 is using artificial nails. Like for example, in a school party.
So, what we're actually talking about today is censoring some activities around the house. All right? Especially when you have a child of, let's say, what age are we talking about here? Let's say from the
Define a
age,
child
right?
from childhood as
Right.
age 1
All right. So some
till
of
when, as in the government has actually declared, or personal, your child is no longer a
up
child,
to
no
the
longer
age of
acting.
accountability, right?
Go correct.
Understand certain things.
Yes.
Let's
So I
say,
really want to talk about as in, nowadays in a society, parents don't allow their children to act like children. For example, what I mean is that forcing a child to wear a weave on, and the child is a child.
all right?
Understand?
Yeah, sure.
You see, as in, parents seem to influence their lifestyle on a child. You are carrying artificial nails like I'm carrying,
Yeah,
and you're also painting your child's nail because only just because she's a girl.
right.
You understand?
Yeah,
You see, you go as far as carrying the child to go and do makeup.
right. Like
It's not
you're
necessary.
prematurely teaching a child some things that should not be taught
It
at the
shouldn't be
early
for that
stage,
age,
right?
yes. Already, adulthood is already saddened with lots of responsibilities, lots of bills to pay, a lot of things to do.
Yeah, things
Understand?
to worry about
So
actually.
yes, as an
You know.
adult, so no need for you to start forcing a child into adulthood when it's not time yet.
So
A
I
time
see
is
it
coming
as
for that
I see it as putting pressure
on a
on
child.
unnecessary pressure in the sense that you know there are some pressure that you put on a child that is premature,
Sure.
exposing the child to
Early to things that
things
are
that are
not
not
really
supposed to be
meant
for our
for
age.
that age.
All right.
Yes. Okay, it's like going for a party in school and you see a mom will make a girl child wear bum shorts,
Right,
do
I see that a
makeup.
lot. Like
I'm telling
I
you,
see it a lot. Like skimpy
do
dresses,
makeup. No, at times children wear skimpy dress. Like a child can wear a skimpy skirt if only there is a pantyhose under.
But I see for girl child dressing a girl child inappropriate. Because the society we live in now has changed so much. Has changed. You see a lot of cases of abuse, rape, molestation, stuff like that, and we have a lot of pedophiles, you know,
Parading
cases.
themselves.
Yeah. So I think putting your child inappropriately in the eyes of you know unnecessary pressure is not. It's not.
So parents should always let their children to be children because already adulthood they're already saddled with lots of responsibility. In fact, like me, I'm an adult. I just wish I never grew up. I wish I was still a child because I don't care anything about school fee. I don't care how I'm going to feed, but I just know I'll eat 3 square meals. You understand what I mean? I know my school fee will be paid for. I know anything I want as a child will be provided. I don't know how my parents go about it, how they provide it, what they go to
Right.
provide, but I just know I'm a child. I will eat as many times as I want. But you understand? But adulthood, you understand? Growing up, that's why they say the adulthood is calm. So, in the sense that the area and the perspective I'm coming from is that parents, especially the mothers, they should always keep an eye on their girl child. They should
Couple of
censor.
things. What they watch. Let's also talk about what children are exposed to.
Yes, a lot of children are actually
Virtually
exposed to a
these
lot of
days.
things. And
Cartoons that have, you know,
that
Well,
encourage
in
same-sex
quote,
relationship.
yeah, in quote, cartoons that, there was a situation where, particular child went to school and heard uh, other children calling mommy and daddy. They were calling mommy and daddy, using the word mommy and daddy, mommy and daddy. And this child felt so
Bad.
concerned and offensive that he or she doesn't have daddy.
Mommy. Oh,
It has
is the child a product of same-sex marriage?
yes.
Oh,
Maybe the child was
same-sex
adopted.
Oh,
This LGBT,
yes.
for most of us who don't know what the LGBT is all about, it's L, which stands for lesbian. G stands for gender, bias. Okay, LGBT, yeah, G. Then T stands for transgender. Then Q stands for questioning. LGBT. So. And this child went home and complained to,
The parent.
yeah, supposedly the parents
So-called
were
parents.
either lesbians or gay. Let's use the word, they were gay. So same sex, And these guys now got offensive and collaborated with other gay
LGBT.
community. And they went ahead and they went to the school, made a lot of trouble, and decided, okay, nobody should use the word mom and dad anymore in the school in addressing parents.
So what should be used? Hey, mommy and mommy.
I mean, it's crazy. It's
They
crazy
should
what's
keep their
happening
own-
around the world.
I think they should keep, the child should, okay, they are supposed parents of the child
No,
should keep
the-
mommy and mommy. Let other people who have their daddy call daddy and mommy.
That's
It
the
shouldn't be a
point.
law that should be signed into. That
That's
say
the
because
point,
of one person, they team up with others. They
And
should,
I really question
law
the,
should be
we question
ignored.
some schools' policies, school
I don't think this
policies
will happen
these
in
days.
Nigeria, right? It's
No, not in
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Okay.
But we question a lot of, school policies these days. They don't really care about what concerns the parent. They just care about, okay, it's a school, so we'll make money out of it, whether you like our policy or not.
You accept it. If you don't like it, you go away.
So, and a lot of parents been complaining, abroad about schools and how they implement some rules and
And
stuff.
you know one thing now, talking about what our children actually are exposed to. Things they
Cartoon
watch,
also contains these
cartoon.
elements.
You know that
of,
there's a cartoon, there's a
you know,
part that was
same-sex.
cut out. There was a part that was cut out in the cartoon where a girl has been admiring a fellow girl for a very long time but could not walk up to the girl to say, oh, I love you, this is how I feel about you, until an incident came up and they actually got the opportunity to express how they feel for each other. They actually hugged and they kissed each other in that cartoon, and that cartoon is for children.
Cartoons with magic, magic
Those
symbols, fairy stuff. And most parents don't even understand
They don't pay
the
attention
symbols
in
and the
details.
message, in this
That
cartoons.
is being portrayed in this cartoon.
And the people, the guys who create these cartoons have an agenda in mind,
Yes.
of which most parents don't know.
Yeah.
So I think parents should be careful and should be able to vet. Don't just
your
buy
children are
anything from the
exposed
market
to.
and export. I've seen some party packs that have some fairy, that have some magic stuff, inscribed on them. Some clothes you buy for your kids
Yes,
have
remember there
some
is a
stuff.
quote. Okay, I heard a story of a
Remember, we got
mother.
one shoe for greatness,
Yes,
and then when we picked it up and
And
checked
it's
the
a
label,
he, she.
so
Say, I'm a he, she. I do it my way.
it's crazy.
Yes, there was also a mother that complained. He bought a nightwear, I think a pajamas for the child, and
Right.
he decided to first of all check it, to go through the label and see which company made. Some clothes they will write made in Vietnam,
Yeah.
made in UK, made in this, made in that, made in India. So when he saw it, he now saw that this thing is actually made by a society, and they even wrote, as in they wrote, you wear, you dream, as in the description on the code is, in the interpretation is, if you wear it, the child wears that clothes, is going to definitely see himself somewhere in the night in the dream. And they draw their symbol, the symbol of
Crazy.
the devil on the
Right.
label of the clothes. You can imagine
Crazy.
if the parent was unaware, you
Right?
don't know what would have happened to the child in the night.
So
So
what are
that,
we
as in,
talking
there are
about
some
here?
of these things, understand, that comes as initiation. Initiating a child to something a child do not know, and you as a parent, if you are not sensitive enough, you'll never be aware, because once the child is initiated, every night the child sleeps. Not only witchcraft see that is bad. I know
Right.
witchcraft exists in our today's world, but it's not only witchcraft see. The devil is bringing out so many devices,
So many things.
understand, to use and destroy the children, because he knows that the children are the next generation that will
Right.
lead this nation,
And
that will
you,
lead this.
and you know, children's mind are very,
Even
it's a
soft.
blank. It's a blank.
Whatever you put there
you know,
stays. It's
you
just
know.
like they say, a mind of a
And
child
you-
is blank. Whatever you put there,
And you can
stays.
easily control a child
Yes,
without
actually.
his or her permission.
you see that
you know.
that's why the devil now is very out to use children, to manipulate children, because he knows that if he gets the children, he
Right.
can easily get the parents.
Right.
If you can get the child, you can easily get the society. Understand? So all their aim, their forces is now targeted on a child. So we parents, we have to be very sensitive to what our child is exposed to,
Yeah.
what our child watch. I know we all want our children to be educated via the use of the cartoon, the way they've made it simple, but I think you should always wait. Understand?
And I
what
and
your
I think
children
one
are
thing I
exposed
have
to.
constantly, or would say one thing I have constantly observed is, I think instead of exposing your child to just a movie cartoon, why don't you get some learning? There are a couple of
Gadgets.
some learning materials in form of cartoon,
You
right?
see this
A child is not just watching
You see the
cartoons.
learning material. I like the learning material, like in form of a tablet, where I can be the one
can
to
control.
download these things for the child.
Right.
Because there is another device now that this pad for children that they brought out, that is being developed
the children
by a
learning
developer.
tablet.
You understand? You see, some comes with inbuilt cartoons in them,
cartoons
and
and-
if you want to sit down and watch all those inbuilt cartoons, some of them are devilish.
Yeah.
So I feel you should get a pad, the one you can actually insert a memory card by yourself.
By
You
yourself.
download
Download
things that you
the
need
stuff.
to do.
And
Maybe
watch
you
them.
want your child, watch them, vet them first.
Go
before
through them
allowing your
before
child
exposing
to
your
watch it.
child to it.
I think keeping a child away from a television, from all
very
this cable
necessary.
TV, is very necessary, because you know why? Some channels play lots of rubbish.
Sure,
understand?
sure, that's true.
Yes, there are some children that if you bring them up in a way that they are not exposed to television. I'm not saying don't have television in your house. Definitely you have television in your house, but don't start the upbringing of that child with television.
Yeah.
They've made it easy that the child can carry a little gadget called pad, and he's still learning education.
Absolutely.
So exposing the child, because lots of times, I think I heard of one time that a smart TV was being invented where there is a camera attached to it.
And
You understand?
Yeah.
And the camera works for real. That
Yeah.
each time the parents are with the child, the TV plays a normal, very nice and educative stuff. But once the parents step out, the camera is being
It's showing nude
monitored.
stuff.
Yes, he knows that the parents are not around. He's showing nude stuff. Immediately the parent walks in, the camera has also censored that somebody has walked in that is an adult. It will now change it
Church.
back. You can imagine the level.
Crazy. Wickedness in the world is
It has
accelerating.
gone beyond, as in.
It's complex now. So what are we talking about here? Parents, please and please censor some products you acquire for your children. Make sure you go through them. Read the labels. Check the labels. Check the inscriptions on them.
Yes, very important. Beware of buying clothes that has write-ups on the body for
You
your
don't
children.
understand.
Yes, there's a certain time.
You could even Google some stuff
There's
and you
a-
could see the meaning,
yes,
you know.
Yes, there's a time I bought a very nice shirt for my son,
Yeah.
and the inscription on it was in French. I
Yeah.
had to type the word
Yeah.
the way it was on the label and on the back of the t-shirt, send it to Google, and Google interpreted, and it showed me that what was written on the t-shirt means take care of your body. But if I had googled it and it was something negative or something bad, definitely I'll trash it, because there's a time I bought a shoe for my child.
Yeah.
And when I like reading labels of clothes. I don't know why, because my parents were very intentional about those things when I was growing up. You understand?
Sure.
I remember when I bought a top when I was a youth, in
Yeah.
my teenage age. I bought a top, and that top had a very big face, head of a human, and the human head was snakes.
Right.
Was full of snakes. There's a movie like that.
Yeah, Medusa.
When I
A
brought
lady's
it back,
head with, you know,
with snakes. Yes,
snakes
I
all
had
over.
I love that top so much. But immediately I brought it out, I told my dad. Of course, he's the one that gave me money to go shopping for myself. He said, "Let me see the things you got." My mom was there when I brought it out. He said, "Spread it out." When I spread it out, behold, this is what I bought. Ignorant and how naive I was.
Right.
My father said, immediately drop it at the backyard, pour a little kerosene, set fire on it, you can't wear it. As a child, I didn't really understand until I was being sat down, until they sit me down and explained to me. Since then, growing up, I became very intentional. You know, that's why when I read the label of the shoe, I
Yeah.
didn't wear the child the shoe first.
Yeah.
I actually read the label, and I saw what was written was, I am an he, she. I
It's
do
crazy.
it my way. You understand?
Come
I don't know. It might not mean anything to another person, but to me, I read meanings to things a lot. It meant something to me. So that is why immediately I trashed the shoe. As beautiful as that shoe was.
Yeah. It
You
was,
understand?
It's kind of an all
Yes,
star.
I didn't think twice.
you know,
I didn't think
we
twice
had
in
to trash
trashing
it.
the shoe. I didn't think twice. Because there are some things you wear your child, and the child is automatically initiated into that thing. And you as a parent, you are ignorant of what you are exposing your child to. You understand?
you,
Yes,
sure.
I've seen a twin child. There are twin children somewhere. I saw them. The word them clothes said trouble has come.
It's crazy.
And these children were crying. I'm serious. And these twin, they were crying.
So that
They
means,
cried.
anywhere
they cried.
they
These children
go
were
to,
crying.
People should expect
To
trouble.
the point I now said, maybe is this clothes these children are wearing, trouble has come. So they are trouble. That's why they cried until the people that were in charge of taking care of them were tired of their cry, because they literally cried too much. So parents, be sensitive. You have to scrutinize.
Yeah.
Vet what you buy for your children. You understand? The inscription on it. Check the drawings on it too.
And another thing, if you have, maybe you have people around your house who are taking care of your children when you are not around, you've got to educate them what to watch and what to turn on when you're not around for your children.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you see adults
They
play
want to watch.
adult movies.
They are the ones that want to watch it, but
But the
they've
child is
forgotten.
around.
They've forgotten that the child is at the background, is also watching.
also
They might
feeding.
feel the child does not have an interest in
Nah.
it, but you'll be shocked at the scene that the child will pick.
You know, we adults, you know, some adults feel, oh, this child
Does
doesn't know
not
anything.
understand.
Doesn't know anything. But the child is feeding it. It's feeding that information. No matter how obscure that information is, it's entering the child's subconsciousness.
Yeah.
You know, so
And to mothers, please stop painting your baby girls' nails. They are still children. Allow them to grow up by themselves, and now desire to have these artificial nails, artificial color, nail polish on their nail, and decide to do it by themselves. Stop painting it for them at a very small age. They are still children. Allow them to feel childhood experience, because a time will come, and they are soon growing. A child will come, they are into adulthood, and a lot of things they are being exposed to. Understand?
it's like when you force a fruit to ripe by itself
You won't
without
enjoy it. You won't enjoy the
Come on, man.
juice from the fruit.
don't.
And also too, you see, okay, there's a video that went around sometime on social media, where I think the parents attended the child's graduation party in school,
Yeah.
where these parents fixed this girl's artificial lashes. It was so long. Made this child's hair, made the child do make makeup for the child. The child wore a makeup. The child looks somehow. To the parents, is beauty.
Right.
To the parents, is very beautiful. But to people who saw it outside, fellow mothers, they
Right.
know that this child, they are exposing this child to this thing
Right.
at a very early
Necessary.
stage, and it's so unnecessary. It's so uncalled for to start making up a child, putting the child lipstick, making a child scrape the hair,
Yeah,
trying
the
to draw
eyelid and
it.
stuff. Come on.
It's
Eyebrow.
not
Is it eyebrow now?
beautiful.
Eyebrow,
Yes. It's not beautiful. It's a child. Allow a child to be a child. Definitely, a child is growing up to so many
yeah.
responsibilities in
Some,
adulthood.
some would go ahead to braid maybe a boy's hair. I don't know. But
Dyeing a
braiding,
boy's hair. What does a boy
You
have to do
know,
with dyeing
tattoo
hair? Even
your child.
twisting dada for a child. You take a child is not born with dada. You just take and be squeezing dada for a child. You even
exposing
dye
the
one
child.
side.
Come on.
What's the meaning? You even got a hair that
Piercing.
when a child go to have a haircut,
Earrings.
you do they will do this Nike on the child, all in the name of fashion.
Just right.
This is not necessary. It's
Maybe
my
you
own
have
opinion,
money,
oh.
you want to treat your child well.
It's
Doesn't
my own
mean you
opinion.
have
I
to.
don't know about you, but to me, I think those things are not necessary
You
because
don't
let a
necessarily.
child grow up
You
being a
don't.
child. Feed a
yeah.
child's mind with positive things.
That's
And be
right.
careful of exposing your child to things that are negative, things that will end up affecting this child, things that might likely indirectly initiate this child to something you as a mom you don't know. It's better you watch before it's too late.
Right.
Seriously, I've really observed this. And those inscriptions on the clothes, parents should be careful the kind of clothes they buy for their children. Check the label.
Very well.
Check the label. Also check a lot of things so that the child will not be exposed to them, so that you will not regret.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I hope you,
Learn one or two
I'm
things
telling you,
from our conversation.
yeah, please, parents, be careful,
Pay attention
pay attention,
to your children.
give attention to details, to the things you purchase or acquire for your children in terms of, impressing them or making them feel good.
You know,
and
as
all
a
of
child,
that.
you might deny a child of painting nails. I know children are wired naturally to mimic parents, you
Right,
understand?
sure.
I can't count how many times I've painted my nails and my child saw it and also want to do it, you understand? And he's a boy child, and he wants to do, okay, does this mean that me as a mother now, so okay, since he's crying too much, I won't have peace. Let me just paint your nail so that you let me have peace. No, you have to put it to that child. Definitely, the child is a boy child. Even if he was a girl child at this age, it's not necessary to be painting her nails, doing makeup for her, just to make her happy and stop crying, just to please the child. It's not necessary. Let a child be a child. A child is growing up to adulthood. Very soon you will see that lots of all these things, nobody will be there to tell you don't do it, because they feel you are old enough to decide what's good for you and what's wrong for you. So please, mother, let's be watchful.
All right, guys, so like, share, comment, let's know your opinion. Follow us on Facebook at The Thriving Family, on TikTok at The Thriving Family, and on Instagram at The Thriving Family. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Thank you. Yes, shout out to our new followers on Facebook. We appreciate you following us. Please always like and share our posts. It will help us to create a wider audience, and we appreciate you for that. Thank you. So we'll come your way some other time. Always stay tuned. See you. Bye.